So I learned a lot of interesting things in my life, and I learned a lot of certain mechanisms that can try to keep your mind from breaking and snapping. But the problem with this world is that it doesn't matter what kind of copes that you have. It doesn't matter about, if you meditate, if you listen to music, if you eat your favorite food, if you smoke weed, if you watch, porn or whatever. That doesn't matter because the way this world is set up in a way where it's designed to take away your happiness. You're only allotted a little bit of time to be semi happy, if you call it that. Maybe when you're, wanking off or watching your favorite anime or playing your favorite video game, you're happy in those moments. You're eating your favorite meal, you're happy. Like the meal that kind of makes me happy. And it's crazy because it used to be one of my favorite foods, but I haven't been eating it much, but I'm kind of recently getting back into it. Is like loaded fries or chili cheese fries. So I'll get like a bag of like fries, right? From the grocery store, you get like a bag of fries. Make it like a can of chili, get some shredded cheese, get some sour cream, and then get like some ground turkey. And I'll start cooking those, and I'll make just like one big plate of like chili cheese fries. And what I'll do is I go watch Emperor Caligula or Emperor Nero. I watch like a documentary on them, or a documentary of Adolf Hitler or Stalin or Julius Caesar. A documentary of powerful men who are military minded, and I'll watch that documentary and I'll eat that food, and I'll be I'll be in just total darkness, right, in isolation, when I can, of course. And I do that because eating the food helps make me happy. Like the chemical composition in the food makes me happy. And then when I'm watching something like Emperor Caligula, who he used to run Rome like a tyrant. I guess the best way I can put it. And how he just like would just take people's wives and take people's daughters, and he would do whatever he wanted with them. And he had so much power, and it just doesn't relate to my life at all. Being so powerless in a powerless position, seeing somebody like Emperor Caligula, who was a powerful man and got to do whatever he wanted. And I'll sit there and watch it, and it kind of like it kind of tricks my brain with the association of power, meaning that just learning the things this evil man did, I can kind of fantasize about me being a Roman emperor and having all that power and commanding armies and getting any woman I want, and having all these riches. And that's when I start to think to myself, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts completely. And I never wanted to be no dictator or tyrant. I just want power. And I just want people that have power over my life who shitted on me, who tried to break me down, tried to break my confidence, tried to make me feel small when they were in fact more smaller than me. I just didn't have any direct guidance. I needed somebody who knew how to be a millionaire around me. If I had somebody who could have taught me, you know, financial literacy, like what a digital asset is, you know, on my main channel, I recently got monetized, but it's like it doesn't really like it doesn't just like you gotta understand. I'm not like one of those, like, I talk about men's mental health. It's not, you're not going to make $20 million on that. You know what I mean? It's nice and it's cool, and I appreciate it, and I appreciate everybody who watched my channel and liked and subscribed and comment. I appreciate it, but when I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a digital asset. This is something that I should have made 10 years ago. But if I would have made it 10 years ago, I probably wouldn't have, became the black pill villain, right? But I wish I would have had, a YouTube channel that can turn into an asset 10 years ago. Then 10 years later, I probably could be up, right? At least a little bit, and I wouldn't be in a homeless position. But we're not taught financial literacy. So when I'm coping or whatever, eating food, watching documentaries, there's always something in life that comes and attacks you. All of a sudden, you're minding your business, and the United States attacks Iran. And it's like, what? I know that's not the United States. You call it the United States of Israel. Let's just call it what it is. And the world's trying to pull you into chaos. Remember, the archons feed off our chaos. The archons, the demiurge, they feed off of our chaos. They feed off our ignorance. They feed off of us being in emotionally low states. They feed off negative energy. They feed off low vibrational frequency. Energies such as sadness, sorrow, isolation. You're mad because, you haven't got the girl you always wanted and you yearn for her. That's a powerful emotional energy vibration. When you always wanted to have a girl in your life and you never had it, that's powerful. And these beings feed off of that. So even if you are doing your copes in this hell realm, there's always something to remind you that you're small, that reminds you that you're broke, that reminds you that you're not normal, you don't fit in with the society. You know, one thing I can say about me making these videos and becoming somebody online, I suppose, is that these videos are just me venting. I'm just a regular guy like you, brother. You know what I mean? There's nothing special about me. There's nothing interesting about me. I'm just a regular guy, right? But when you start actually kind of like putting effort into something, right? Something that you kind of care about, something that you like, and you see people respond to it positively, that's amazing, honestly. But you got to think about what happened to me in my situation. I'm just a regular black guy on the internet talking. The fact that people become so infatuated with me that they will dox me, go out of their way to do extra things, that shows you that these people are pieces of shit, honestly. And I was watching this one YouTuber because he was talking about how one of his friends was, or somebody close to him was dealing with a swatting situation. And then when they found these people had like these Reddit posts, they had like, you know, they have little discords and they were talking like they were finding this person's information. They were looking up like his sister and looking up, her best friend. Like these people sat there on the internet and studied and all. There wasn't just like one or two people, it was a group of people, you know. And then they swatted somebody. And then the minute that, if the police eventually found out who did it, right? Because I think that the FBI got involved. It was a pretty big YouTuber. The FBI got involved. They tracked this person down. And if you take a look at some of these people, like if I can see the people who doxed me and got me kicked out and all that, if I could see how these people look like, they look like troglodytes. You can see why they're in that position. You can see why women don't want them. Your actions speak louder than words. When you go out your way to get infatuated with a grown man on the internet that you don't know nothing about, that you write songs about this man, you make cartoons about this man, you have 10, 12, 13-hour streams about this man who you never met in real life. What the fuck is wrong with you? You need somebody to come and put their fist in your face, right? That's what you need. That's one thing about this. Is like, and then another thing. Then I have my, I don't like. I have people in my family that watch all my videos secretly. They'll comment and then they'll watch every video, but they don't want to seem like they're stalking me, but they're stalking me. They're watching every video. They're on my second channel, this channel. They're looking at my main channel. They're watching everything I do and post instead of just leaving. They have to know what I'm thinking. They have to know what I'm doing. They have to compare myself, can compare with me. It's like, I'm not competing with you, man. I don't give a fuck about you. I don't care about you. I don't care about you, right? And stop telling my mom, tell them happy birthday. You don't give a fuck about my birthday. You the one that kicked me out for nothing because you're a hater and you're jealous and you're somebody that enjoys the company of men. You're the one that tried. You're the one that did all that crap to me, and then you're trying to play dumb like you like me and try to save face of my mom because she gives you money even when I'm not even there. She still helps you out after you done did something that was fucked up to me. And you think I'm going to ever speak to you again or even interact with you? You're not my family. You're no one to me. You can drop dead right now and I wouldn't care. Right? You showed me what you are with your actions, you bastard. You call me a loser, but you didn't have enough money to pay for your own mom's funeral. Now who's the loser? Want to keep listening to my channel now, motherfucker? This world is absolutely brutal. And you got to stay strong and you got to keep your head tight because the world will try to break you down with all type of psychological manipulations and degradations and isolations and desolations and obliterations and terminations and neutralizations. This world is not meant for good people with good hearts. It's meant for people that are assholes, that are sick, that are twisted, and that want to cause problems and strife. There's a reason why the United States is the most powerful country in the world, because no other country did what the United States did. No other country did what Great Britain did. They went around the whole earth and conquered every single nation. That's domination and that's power. So what I learned from this round, bro, is that you can have all the coats that you want, but eventually it's going to be taken from you. Who would have thought 3, 4, 5 years ago that I would be in this situation, homeless, with my grandma, everything's, my grandma gone, my auntie's gone, my mom is going through it. You know, I'm homeless. I ain't got no place really to go. I ain't got no place to lay my head at. I don't have no money like that. Yeah, being monetized on YouTube is cool, but at the same time, it's not instant money and it's not like a lot, you know, especially when my channel's still small, you know, and stuff like that. Those assets take time to grow within time. It's gonna take some time before like YouTube turns into some real bread. It's like having a small little business is passive, right? And I encourage all you guys listening, bro. If you listen to me, if you're watching my content, make a channel, bro. Talk about your life. Talk about what you're going through. But just be careful. Don't be as transparent as me. I'm just because I didn't think I didn't think I had people watching me and doing all this and writing my name. I didn't think that was happening because I didn't think nobody cared that much. My brother, I'm just a regular guy. Why would you care that much about another? That's kind of like homoerotic. That you sit there on the internet and you glaze over a man you never met. You save his face, you save his pictures. You like it's just like, what's wrong with you? If I run into you in real life, what do you think is gonna happen? It's not the internet, dog. You know what I mean? Like it's not the internet, dog. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna even say nothing, bro, because like this is my last time addressing any type of trolls and any type of, you know, evil, wicked, sadistic family members. You know, they're not my family. You know, the only family I have is just my mom. That's it, right? And also, what those people did with the doxing, that's a crime, right? You can't take nobody's name and impersonate them and do issue threats and all that and get them kicked out and doxed and act like you're innocent. And then I know you're listening to this video now. What a motherfucker you are, right? You see, I think it was Mike Tyson that says people got comfortable because of the internet because they haven't been, you know, socked in the face. Right? That's why people are so comfortable. That's why people are so comfy going on the internet trolling and doxing people because they don't face no repercussions in real life. Can you imagine trying to tell a girl that you're doxing a random grown man online, or that you're stalking you're a 40-year-old man that's stalking your younger cousin? You're looking on the internet to find his channel, and you want to listen to all those videos and watch it, and you know the fucked up things you said about him, the fucked up things you did about him. He don't have a job. He don't work a job. Nigga, you don't have a job. What job? Like, you know, what's your job? Right? I make music. I make videos. I just got monetized on my YouTube channel, which means I'm earning money from my channel slowly but surely. And I did that in 5 months. In 5 months, I got 10,000 watch hours. You know, people work for years on YouTube and don't even get 4,000 watch hours. You know, in 5 months, I was able to get that. Now, I don't have my subscriber base as big as it was, but I have 1,000 subscribers in 5 months, and I was living in hell. And I still uploaded every day, trying to build something. And I built it. So who can call me a lazy loser now?